name's Dale and this is Dale's Addiction. Firstly, apologies for my croaky voice. This has been ongoing now for like 2 weeks and I am going to fall behind if I don't start filming, so apologies. Hopefully it's not too offensive to your eardrums. This video I'm going to be sharing with you some insights I gained from further analysis of my handbag collection. Rather horrendous, enlightening and shocking information that I have discovered. As you know, if you haven't already watched my most used handbags video of 2023, I will link it above here and in the description box below. I did a spreadsheet. Me and a spreadsheet. Look, I can do it. It's just not my preference. I'm not that kind of structured, organized kind of person. I thought it would be interesting now that I had my spreadsheet to go through and identify all of the bags that I bought in 2023. I bought 20 bags in 2023. So what I did next was I put what I paid for each of those bags next to them, and then I divided what I paid for them by how many times I wore them. Yep. And I'm here to tell you that cost per wear and girl math is BS. We cannot use that to justify our purchases. We just can't. Now, I have to say, I'm not one that typically justifies my purchases anyway, but if you are somebody that uses cost per wear to justify your purchases, I've got news for you. So in this video, I am going to share with you the cost per wear of each of the 20 bags that I purchased last year, from the most expensive to the least expensive, and I will guarantee you, you will be shocked. So, just picture this. Louis Vuitton carryall. I wore this 61 times that I documented on Instagram in 2023. This still costs $82 per wear, even though I've worn it 61 times. So if that doesn't give you a sense of what's to come, I don't know what will. But when I did this analysis, I asked myself, if I had to rent this bag for $82 every day I wanted to wear it, would I do that? And I think the answer is no. So just imagine what it's costing me to wear all of these other bags that I bought. Let's have a look. Even though I bought this beauty vintage and I wore it a lot, it still cost me $154 every time I've worn it. This Prada raffia tote, it's cost $186 each time I've worn it. This Longchamp London travel bag has cost $250 per wear. The cost per wear on this Prada crossbody bag, $318. This J.W. Anderson pigeon clutch, aka Gary, costs $400 every time we go out in public. This Alexander McQueen knuckle duster clutch comes in at $650 per wear, and I got it for $1,300. Not the typical $6,500. These two Fendi beauties come in at $875 cost per wear. This Fendi pink sequin and just like that baguette comes in at $1,000 a wear. $1,000 a wear. Isn't that insane? How can we justify that? That is one badass accessory. And now it starts to creep. My Fendi mohair baguette, $1,100 cost per wear. Now this is fair because it's only a new one. This Fendi mini fuchsia baguette comes in at $1,167 cost per wear. This Jimmy Choo bonbon fringe clutch comes in at $1,250 cost per wear. My Louis Vuitton wicker capucine BB comes in at $1,500 cost per wear. I think she's worth it. The Chanel 19S by the Sea that I bought pre-loved comes in at $1,520 cost per wear. We're into the top 5 now. My spectacular Louis Vuitton Petite Malle in the gorgeous lilac ostrich comes in at $2,150 cost per wear. My 4th most expensive is my Hermes Birkin in Vert Comics in Togo leather with palladium hardware at $2,800 cost per wear. My 3rd most expensive bag on cost per wear is my Fendi First in the purple fox at $3,000 cost per wear. Coming in at number 2 is my Fendi Made to Order. This is the Fendi baguette trunk in the small size with crocodile and crystals and beads. Coming in at $3,214 cost per wear. It's a good thing I picked this one up early in 2023 so I could get some use out of it, right? And my most expensive handbag, according to the cost per wear calculations, is my Fendi Petite Peekaboo ICU in the Fuchsia Galusha. I know you guys love me saying that. Coming in at $3,367 per wear. This one I picked up in August, and this one in February, I think. So this was half the price of this one, and it just goes to show that let me get my hands free. So doing these calculations shocked me. I actually texted Connor and said, well, I rang him and he didn't answer, so I texted him and said, I'm spiraling. And then he didn't respond, and I said, I've just had a horrific awakening. I think the reality is that cost per wear is something we throw around, and it kind of gives us comfort in a joking kind of way. I don't think any of us really believe it, but, you know, even if you partially believe it, that belief has been dispelled, because a bag that I wear over and over again for practical purposes is still sitting at $82 a wear. Now, what do you think is realistic in terms of cost per wear for a luxury bag? Like, I think maybe when you're starting to get to zero, right? So what do you think is a realistic cost per wear for the bag? If I want to bring this down to $10 per wear, that's 500 wears. That's just insane, wearing the same bag every day. I mean, who does that? Do you remember when we used to do that? I think cost per wear was something that maybe was relevant when we were a one handbag for the day kind of gal. Maybe we had a couple of little dressy evening bags, but you know, you never expected those to pay back because they were for special occasions. Having a collection of over 60 luxury handbags and expecting to get any kind of cost per wear out of them, I think is absurd. And I don't have a huge collection by any means compared to some of my colleagues here on the luxury YouTubes. In relation to people in my normal life, yeah, I've got quite an extensive collection. But if you look around YouTube and you think, well, if that's what I'm getting in cost per wear out of my bags and I wear them and I integrate them into my life, imagine what those numbers look like for people who don't. And I think the reality is for me that it's made me reflect on how important it is for me personally to really use my bags, and how I can leverage my Instagram account to really remind me of how to style them, what I've worn, what I haven't worn, and to kind of prompt me to, you know, really enjoy what I have in my handbag collection. I think that I've obviously been buying bags that are of a much, you might say, the bags that I've been purchasing have really been at, you know, the upper level the last couple of years. They are more occasional bags. They are way more detailed, the materials, things like galusha and beads and fox and mink and Birkins and Chanel bags and petite mals from Louis Vuitton. I mean, I'm not buying bags that are sensible everyday bags, but I can certainly wear one of them every single day. And I think the reality is when you know, dare I say it, that you may well be a collector, that rational decision making does not apply to you. However, it did feel slightly irrational adding up all of the money that I'd spent on handbags last year, because I'm not one that does a budget, and yes, some bags left, and yes, some money came in, and yes, I earned some income from YouTube, but I did spend a lot of money last year on handbags, and I don't want to do that kind of damage again this year. I want to be much more intentional. Not that I wasn't intentional, because everything I have has a place and I love it dearly and there's no way I'm even thinking about moving it on. But I do want to be really intentional this year, because I just think that that's just too much to spend year after year. So my next video, I'm going to talk you through some of my more intentional luxury shopping. It will not be low buy, it will not be no buy, but it will be intentional. And I'm going to tell you some of the things that I am mindful of now when I shop, and some of the techniques and strategies that I've put in place to make sure that I'm less inclined to rush into things. So if you'd like to see that video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button and the bell notification to be notified when my videos come out. Give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, had a bit of a laugh at my expense, or it's prompted you to go and do your cost per wear math, because that girl math, it ain't working. It ain't working by a long shot. And let me know what your findings are in the comments section down below. I would love to hear from you. It'll make me feel much better, I'm sure. In any case, I put out videos on Wednesdays and Sundays. I'd love to see you back for the next one. So until then, ciao.